Well, hello, thank you for joining me on the church history trail, and we're continuing today in DROMORE, County Down, and we're actually standing outside the DROMORE Cathedral, Christ the Redeemer Cathedral. And this cathedral was actually built by Jeremy Taylor, Bishop Jeremy Taylor, and it's quite impressive, as you can see. And of course, Jeremy Taylor was born in England in 1613, and he was ordained in 1633, and he was a chaplain actually to King Charles I. And during the English Civil War, he served as a chaplain to the Royalist troops, and he was taken prisoner by parliamentarian forces in February 1645. And there's one of the wee doors, and there's also a window, as you can see. And so it's a great church. It's a fantastic church. And just before the restoration then, Jeremy Taylor spent 2 years in Lisburn, Ireland, and he spent it as a lecturer, or in other words, a preacher. And then at the restoration, Taylor was honoured by King Charles II, who actually made him the Bishop of Down and Connor in the Irish Anglican Church and Vice-Chancellor of Dublin University in 1660. And here we are now at the front of the church, as you can see. And I'm going to read this wee board out to you. It's Church of Ireland, Anglican Episcopal Diocese of DROMORE, the Cathedral Church of Christ the Redeemer, founded by St Colman in 510 AD, Cathedral patent granted 1609 AD, and it was rebuilt by Jeremy Taylor in 1661 AD. And Taylor then, as the board says, built this new cathedral on this site in 1661 AD, because one that stood here previously had been partially destroyed. And you can also see the graveyard as well, and that's another wee door. Of course, when we were inside, we saw the grave where Jeremy Taylor, Bishop Jeremy Taylor, is actually buried. And so now we're making our way down the side of the church. But because of his writings and his mastery of the English language, Jeremy Taylor is actually referred to as a spiritual Shakespeare, believe it or believe it not. And he died in 1667, and as I say, his remains are actually buried in a crypt in this cathedral, and we looked at that in another wee video. And there you can see again the bell tower, and we're just making our way then down the side of the graveyard. And my grandparents are buried somewhere in this graveyard, and I'm going to have to find out exactly where they're buried, because it was many years ago when they died, and I was at the funeral, and that's on the Porter side of the family. But I'm going to have to find out exactly where they're buried. And so the cathedral itself then stands on a site that has actually been used for Christian worship since 510 AD, whenever Colman of DROMORE is believed to have built a small church here made of wattle and dub. And of course, when we were inside the church, we saw St Colman's pillow. We saw Colman's pillow. And so that's the church here in DROMORE, the cathedral. And you can see the graveyard as well. And although the snow's still on the ground, it is cold, but it's also very nice because the sun is shining. There you can see the tower. And actually just down there is the Lagan River. You can't really see that the best for the sun and the bank, but I'll try and zoom in and let you see it the best I can. So just down there actually is the Lagan River. And so I hope you've enjoyed our visit today to DROMORE. And again, if you enjoy my channel, then please like and subscribe. God bless.